Hello my nostalgic friends, in this video I want to show you a really spectacular lens. Today I want to show you an incredible 9mm 4 full frame, which is rectilinear. Yeah, the amazing thing about this lens, it's ultra wide. It's one digit, 9mm, okay, and it's rectilinear, okay. That means that you have all the way straight linear lines, okay. It's different from a fisheye lens because you can find a lot of ultra wide fisheye lenses, but the difference is the fisheye you have that barrel, distortion, okay, like a fisheye. Actually, this lens not. This lens is rectilinear. You can make pictures of architecture, landscapes. You can combine the creativity, okay, of a 9mm on full frame and the quality of a rectilinear lens, okay, a straight line lens. Boom, put it together and you have got this. This is the 9mm. It's a collaboration because Brightin Star sent me this lens. They don't pay me to talk about that, but they send me an email and ask me, hey, do you want to try some lenses on our website? I give a check because I'm interested to try lenses. They have some interesting things like the 50 0.95 for full frame, the 28 2.8 for Leica M, which is pancake, so small and so vintage design. But actually, the most thing that interests me was this one, 9mm for full frame, which with this lens you can see the world in different angle, okay, because you have got a ultra wide field of view. You actually can catch everything, and everything it's so far, okay, in the center, and you have got this incredible perspective, okay. The lens, I asked for my Nikon ZF because I want to use it on my full frame Nikon ZF. Actually, you can find also for Sony. This is Sony A7R2, but you can find for any Sony. You can find for Leica. You can find for L mount, okay, Leica, Sigma, and Lumix, and you can find for Canon RF. You Canon guys, now you have one more lens on your closed mount. But anyway, I show you how it stays on the camera, because it's a really small lens actually, and stays really good on my ZF. Look at that. This is the result. You can keep your camera without grip. It stays really good. You have got manual focusing ring here, and you have got the ring of the aperture, okay? Aperture, which you have clicks, okay? You can hear? Okay. It's still really good. Sorry, Brightin Star, for the late review of this lens, because I want to test it a lot, okay? I want to use, to travel with this lens, to keep and to shoot a lot of pictures, okay? Because normally you see reviewers, they have the lens, they use 2 days, they make a picture of, I don't know, the door of the building, oh my god. And there are not a lot of beautiful pictures that you can see often, and I want, if I have to review this lens, I want to show you really the pictures that you can take, okay? Okay, let's put back this. Okay, as I told you, I use quite a lot. It's a lens full made by metal, okay? It's full. It's really full. It's pretty heavy for his size. It's full made by metal. We have got also the cap. As you can see, the front lens actually it's not flat, and you have got this beautiful lens cap, which is full made by metal. You put like that, as you can see, and actually it's, as you can see, I hold by cap. It's really safe, okay? I love the sound of metal. I just love it. Okay, first of all, I want to show you the box, because we can find something interesting inside. Because when you buy the lens, you can find some things like, the user manual, QR codes, and everything else. But in my case, I found 3. But you will find one, and you can buy the other one. You can find the filters. Okay, I have here the filter ND 64 1000, and actually one filter that allow you take better pictures in low light. Okay, nice to have. And where I put these filters, I put on the back. This is a really interesting thing. Maybe I show you. I don't use a lot these filters because I don't need them, but actually if you want to take some pictures about, you know, a place in your city, you can do. Okay, you can put this on the back like that. Okay, and you can put your filter on the back, and then you have got an built-in ND filter, or the filter that you want. Okay, let's put back the filters that I really appreciate. Okay, and another thing that I want to show you about the case, it's soft. Look at that. So soft. I love that. That shows you how much passion they put in their products. Okay, that's really important. Actually, it's right on the box, made with love and passion. But before seeing the image quality, you know, those kind of things, it's important, in my perspective, to know how to use this lens, because such an extreme lens, focal length, actually, it's not really easy to use. Okay, it's not easy until you learn how to use it, because you know, you don't have barrel distortion because we have got straight lines, but actually we have got the perspective distortion. Okay, which is something to have to keep in mind when you shoot with such a wide angle lens. Maybe if you use sometimes on wide angle lens, you know, when you're shooting a tall building, okay, you look up and actually you have got the perspective point lines, you know. Those kind of distortion is to keep in mind when you shoot with such a wide angle lens. Okay, actually you have got some obviously distortion at the borders, because everything which comes in the border, it's stretched. Okay, it's something to know when you shoot, because you have got to be really accurate with the composition. Actually this lens being such a wide, actually you have got everything in your frame. Okay, it's more harder to exclude something that you don't want in your frame. Okay, but when you understand how this lens works, actually it's really nice when you position vertically, you know, because if you are parallel with your subject, you have got straight lines, but when you see up or down, you know, you have got those kind of perspective. Okay. Said that, how it's to use this lens. As I told you, it's a manual focusing lens. Okay, we have got the distances which are focusing distances which are going from infinity to 20 centimeters. Actually, you can go really close with this lens. It's really nice, 20 centimeters. You can have some separation. Okay, because, you know, full frame, it's a big sensor. Actually, still it's 5.6. Actually, you can have some separation when you're close focusing. The aperture, as you can see, starts from 5.6 to f22. Okay, it's a manual aperture. We have got 5 blades. Okay, and actually the nice thing is the star, because mostly every time when you shoot and you have got the sun, you have got only to close half stop or to f8 and you start to have a beautiful star, which I think it's a really nice part of the composition. The 5.6, it's not a big issue, it's not a big problem. Actually, you can set the in-body stabilization. I put on my Nikon ZF the 9mm focal length. I bring the name actually, okay, and the aperture, and I can have also the EXIF data on my ZF. Still, if the lens doesn't have, you know, an electronic contact. And this is actually, I think, good. You can also put on your Sony the 9mm. You know, Sony, the embodiment stabilization doesn't have millimeter by millimeter, but has the 9mm, which is fine. And with such a wide angle lens, the shutter speed, the security shutter speed, actually, it's about 1/10 of a second. Okay, in automatic, the camera chooses 1/10 of a second. Which actually, it's hard to take shaky pictures with such a wide lens. So that's not a problem for night photography, the f5.6 aperture. Actually, it's really interesting the perspective that this lens offers, because actually it's really hard to achieve with any lens something like that, to have such a really big landscapes, okay, because everything it's so big, okay, so far with this lens, and it's a really nice landscape lens. It's really nice if you want to have fun, okay, you can shoot portrait really contextualized, okay, you know, in the environment. But it's funny lens to use. Show you some pictures while I'm talking. It's easy to make not perfect pictures. Maybe it's useful to use a tripod. I never use a tripod on the pictures that I showed, and actually you can find someone it's not perfectly horizontal, but that's my issue, okay, not of camera, of the lens. But if you use a tripod, you can be really accurate and grab really perfect pictures. How is to focus manually with a 9mm lens, okay? The focusing throw, it's really smooth. It's pretty long actually, okay? Doesn't need to be longer, because actually for one part it's so easy to focus, for the other part it's so hard, and I explain you why. It's easy because actually it's everything in focus. Guys, 9mm 5.6, actually it's everything in focus, okay? You can put on 3 meters and you have everything in focus, okay? That's so easy. You grab your camera, you shoot without focusing, and the pictures, it's perfect, okay? This is a nice thing. But when you want to be really accurate, actually it's a bit harder, you know, because you have got a lot of depth of field still at 5.6. It's everything in focus, and you know, actually the plane of focus, it's only one, and it's really smooth, the transition that it's hard to tell where it's perfectly in focus. It's like trying to focusing at f22 on a normal lens, okay? It's hard. It's more easy to focus wide open, you know, because you see clear when it's focused and when it's out of focus. But with such a lot of depth of field, it's a little bit harder. Nothing impossible, guys. If you close at f8, f11, you can shoot everything. It's everything in focus, and that's really easy. Okay, this is to explain you correctly how it's focusing with this lens. As you can see from the pictures, I like the rendition. Every picture that I show you in this video is JPEG from the ZF, okay? They are full JPEGs. I don't touch any pictures, okay? It's JPEG, how it's come out, because I want to show you the real rendition, because you know, people, other reviewers, make such a lot of editing that you can't even recognize the lens, okay? And that's why I want to show you the images straight out of camera. Black and white, you know, the ZF has the really comfortable switch here in the back to switch from black and white and color. And I tried. Sorry. This lens, it's really good for black and whites, okay? Sorry, I've just had breakfast and a lunch. It's really good for black and whites, okay? Because you have got such a extreme perspective, okay, with those lines, really stretch lines, and actually in black and white, removing the colors, you have got more focusing on this lines and on this extreme perspective. And I think this is really nice. If you shoot black and white, I think you have really to consider this lens, because it's good. It's really impressive. What else? Actually, the field of view, it's so wide. I show you. I have got here in a small, pretty big piazza in the center of the city in Brescia, where I live. I watch up, okay, and I can see all the roofs or the houses, you know, around. It's extremely wide. Actually, it's really extreme. Actually, sometimes make harder to compose because you are in the frame. Okay, mostly, or your shadows most of the times it's in the frame. But you know, happens. And also the finger, keep your finger down, because sometimes you can see your finger on the lens. But this is because it's a wide lens, okay? It's normal. We don't have a lot of flare, it's really small amount of flare, and also against the direct sunlight, the contrast of the lens, it's really good. I don't know which coatings this lens is using, but it's incredible good. Okay, look at this big front element, bulby. Actually, it's good. It's really good contrast, okay, against the sunlight. As I told you, you have got a beautiful sun star, okay, at a closer diaphragm. For who is this lens? Actually, someone said it's not for everyone, okay, it's really specific lens. But in the other way, I think, especially being this lens so special, I think everyone can enjoy and can have fun with this wide lens, okay? Anyone which has a base camera and a kit lens or a zoom lens, you buy this one like a second or third lens and you have got something extreme to take some interesting and different pictures, okay? Because you see immediately the pictures of this lens are different from any picture, okay? And I think everyone can enjoy this lens and have fun. Actually, it's not the cheapest lens in the world. It's 550 euros here in Italy and Europe, you know, dollars. That was a discount today, I think 100 euros less, 350, but I think it's a good price because you don't have a lot of alternatives, okay? If you want to take pictures which are really particular and really special, you don't have any choices, you know, and I think it's worth because it has a really good image quality. This lens is sharp. Now I show you. f5.6, f8 and f22, okay, I use these three apertures. There I think it's more important. Actually, it's crazy sharp. Every aperture, you have got only a little bit of diffraction at f22, like any lens in the world, but it's really usable at every aperture, especially 5.6, which is pretty impressive. And also the corners are really sharp, okay? When you have got a little bit less sharp images, but low quality image is when you focus close, okay? When you're focusing a really close subject, actually the corners lose a lot of quality. But that's, I think it's physically necessary when you focus closer, and actually this lens is not to shoot close subjects, you know. It's 9mm, but it's good. The sharpness in the middle remains good still at close focusing. A little bit of price, a little bit of cost, but remember you have got filter, okay, to put in your bag if you want to make some falls, you know, cascada falls, something like that. As I told you, you can find for the four main mounts: Nikon, Sony, Canon, and L mount. What to say? But when I start shooting, I think, oh my god, it's really hard to take beautiful pictures with this lens. But I learn how to use it. I learn how the perspective works. I learn how the field of view is. And when you learn this lens, actually you can achieve really good pictures. And that's a really important thing, that if you don't use a lot this lens, you will never know and you will never understand. You will never can have pictures like that. That's it. I hope you enjoy the review of this lens. I think I told you everything that I can tell you. It's really cool lens. It's small in the hand. It's pretty light, but it's full made by glass and metal. And that's it. 9mm, 5.6 really for full frame. I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope you like the pictures. Takes me a little bit of effort to get it, but I really want to show you something particular, something different, okay? Thank again to Brightin Stars. I'll let you the link in the description if you want to buy one, okay? You help me if you buy. If you don't buy, anyway, let me know if you like the pictures. It's still good for me. And we will see in the next video. Bye bye. Thanks a lot. Ci sentiamo. Ciao ciao.